What's up, guys? MMA Game here, bringing you another video. This video I am going to be breaking down the 10 things that I think EA Sports needs to change about UFC 4. So we are going to get straight into it. The first few are in order of like my top priority, but they're not all in order. And I'm just going to put some footage from Ranked Championship mode in the background. And feel free to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And also head kick the like button on this video if you agree with some of these things that need to be changed to get more attention on the video and actually get these things actually changed. And a lot of these are just common sense ones that I do actually think a lot of them will probably be changed. But here we go. We're getting straight into it. Number one is, I don't know if you guys have played on early access, if you played on Ranked Championship mode, but if you didn't know, on Ranked Championship, unlike the past games in the competitive mode, this is supposed to be the premier competitive mode in the game. They actually have it to where you can see who the gamer tag is that you're fighting, and they have it so you can actually just back out and essentially just cherry pick whoever you want to fight, avoid players who you feel are better than you. And this essentially completely nullifies the entire mode, because the whole idea is that it's supposed to be a competitive mode, and if you have that where you can just back out, it's just the leaderboards are just going to be all off, and the whole mode is basically thrown out the window as far as competitive goes. So that'd be my top priority right there, is getting rid of not only the ability to back out of matches, but because it also shows you their ranked points, so you can see if they're higher or lower on the rankings than you as well, not just their gamer tag. So number one is to remove the gamer tags, so you cannot see who you're fighting on ranked, and also remove the ability to back out of the menu in ranked. That is number one. Let me know what you guys think about that. Number two on my priority list, 10 things to change in UFC 4, would be the damage system in the game. I have done multiple videos about this in UFC 2 where I said that I felt like this is the biggest problem with the game. And if you're unaware and have not seen in either of those videos, it's basically the way the damage system works in the game. It allows for all these knockdowns. It allows you to take so many strikes without getting knocked out that it just completely makes no sense whatsoever and is not realistic in any way. I've had fights where I've had 11 knockdowns before getting a knockout. I was reading on some of the forums as well. People also have had this issue. You know, they're taking hundreds of strikes and not getting knocked out. I will link the past two videos that I did on this topic from UFC 3, because it's from my experience with the game. It really has not changed whatsoever. But yeah, they need to change this, and I will actually have a video coming up after this video that will actually address the solutions, potential solutions for this issue that I don't think would be very difficult for them to do. Again, it's just the amount of knockdowns, and not just the knockdowns. You knock someone down and they can pop right back up just right away. So that's number two, the damage system. You know, just have the people get knocked out faster. The stand-up needs to be way more brutal. It needs to be, you need to feel more in danger. Right now, you can just take you know, 10 different knockdowns and not feel like you're in danger of getting knocked out. So that's number two. Number three is another popular one. It is the knockout animations. The knockout animations in this game are the worst of any EA UFC game that I have played. 1, 2, 3. I think all those had better knockouts than this game. I think this game has the worst knockout animations of all of the games. I think that UFC 2 had the best knockouts. If you have not seen my previous video showcasing those beautiful knockouts from UFC 2, you know, I will link that down below as well. I want them to bring back ragdoll animations, make the knockouts actually based on physics, get rid of these landing on one knee, kneeling down knockouts that look like it's acted out, like it's not even a real knockout. So yeah, I don't really need to say much more about the knockouts. That's number 3. Number 4 is the ground and pound. I'm sure if you guys have watched videos or streams or played on early access, you see this new ground and pound system. And generally, you know, the idea of it is fine with me, but the thing that they need to change with this is that the ground and pound is too fast, it's too powerful, and it's just too difficult to try to deal with, and it makes no sense why everyone is basically just like the Hulk on the ground, and it shouldn't be so frantic and like crazy when you get postured up on certain ground positions. So yeah, they need to tone down the power, and they need to just slow it down a little bit. Really, they wouldn't need to slow anything down if they just cut. I think the power needs to be basically cut in half. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. The ground and pound, I think, is just way too fast, powerful, and yeah, basically too powerful. They need to nerf the power of the ground strikes. Number 5 is the posture up position. This also goes in conjunction with that last one with the ground and pound. If you didn't know, in order to get to that ground and pound, you posture up, and that's the big thing that they changed. So the thing with the posture up is that the transition to posture up is way too fast and way too hard to deny, especially when you're transitioning to probably the most powerful positions in the game. It needs to be a lot slower, the transition. So what I'm talking about is when you're postured down half guard and you hit the transition to posture up, it's like lightning fast. So it just needs to be way slower and easier to deny. And the other thing that goes right along with that they need to fix is there's actually an auto deny when you're on the top position and you posture up. If the person below is in the middle of a transition and you posture up in the middle of their transition, you don't even need to deny the direction that they're going. So like if they're going to left or right, it automatically will deny it. Or if they're trying to kick you off, if you posture up in the middle of them trying to kick you off, it'll just automatically deny that. So they need to get rid of that auto deny, and they need to make it so you actually have to deny what they transitions, because right now it's like an auto deny, and that is just yeah, they need to change that. And again, the posture up speed is way too fast. Head kick the like button if you guys agree with these changes. We're moving on to number 6, and that is the submissions. Now, in the beta, the submissions were completely broken, game breaking. They went ahead and they altered the submissions and made them better than they were, but I think they need to continue to go a step further to address these submissions, because in my experience, there's just way too many fights that end via submissions. I think submissions should be hard to get. They should not be easy to get. And the thing with the submissions is that they need to be more affected by stamina. In my experience, stamina does not play a big enough role in the submission. So meaning, even if I have low stamina or equal stamina, I can still submit a person, you know, even when I have lower stamina than them. And in my opinion, that needs to be changed to where, like, stamina plays a way bigger factor in the submissions. And if I have low stamina, it should be very difficult for me to submit people. Another slight thing with the submissions is I think if they could somehow alter the speed at which the circle moves around and put like a hard limiter on how fast that thing could spin around, maybe that would work. Maybe it would kind of make it easier for people to understand what's happening, because if new players see that circle and everything starts spinning so fast, I mean, it's a bit overwhelming, I think, for new players to just try to get a handle on what's actually happening. So that's a small side note with the submissions, but generally, number 6 is just make the stamina affect the submissions more. Moving on to number 7, it is the power takedowns. This is something I think that they definitely are aware of and will fix, but if you guys didn't know, basically the power takedowns are almost undeniable, if not completely undeniable, and these are the takedowns where they lift you up, you can actually move the people around and everything and just take them down. It's basically an auto takedown. So again, this is pretty much game breaking, and should be an easy fix. They just need to they actually need to make these takedowns harder to get than just your normal single leg takedowns. These takedowns where you can lift someone up and move them around the octagon need to be more difficult to get because they put you in a better position. So that's number 7. Number 8 is the ability to skip the ending sequences in a ranked fight or any fight. And what I'm talking about is, this is a new thing that they did with UFC 4. They went ahead and added all these different rewards and points that come up at the end of the fight, as well as the replays and celebrations. Currently, you cannot skip that. So even if you win or lose, you have to sort of just sit and watch all these little point values come up and these little rewards pop up and all that. All they need to do, over time, it may be like 30 seconds or something like that. I don't know. But you take that and you multiply that by a session of gameplay of all the fights. You're talking about like 10 minutes of just pretty much nothing. You have to sit there. So they definitely just need to add one simple button that you press that just skips straight through everything and takes you right to the end menu if you do not really want to look at all that stuff. And again, that does include the replays and everything. And this is why a lot of people are backing out, including myself. When you lose a fight or even when you win a fight, you just want to move on to the next fight. You want to keep things fluid and smooth. And in my experience, when I beat a lot of people on ranked, they just instantly quit because they just want to get to the next fight, get back to the menus as fast as possible. And so that's pretty much what's going to happen if you don't make this change. There's just going to be DNFs, tons of DNFs. And yeah, so that is number 8. Let me know if you guys agree with that in the comments. Number 9, the last two have to do with creative fighter. So they put a lot more emphasis on the creative fighter in this game. And it is what it is. Maybe you agree, maybe you don't. But I think there's these two things. It's a few different things combined need to be changed, and that is, if you guys didn't know, also they got rid of the fighter game face from the game. So now you basically just sculpt the different face, and you don't have the ability to add a game face. So what you could do in UFC 2 with the tattoos is you could put basically like a white image as your game face, and what that would do is make your model completely white. And by doing that, you could then use the colored shape tattoos to get brighter colors out of the shapes, because if you didn't put a white background, then the shapes were too dull and you couldn't get any really saturated colors or vivid red or blue or anything like that. So what they need to change is make the tattoos actually fully opaque, and ideally add more colors to the shapes and make it so they actually are true to the color that they show on the menu. Because right now, if you put a lot of these tattoos on your fighter, it doesn't even look like the color. It's just like this really dull color that is not vivid at all. And so that's one thing. And if they did that with the tattoos and made them bright, you'd be able to do a lot more with the calves. So that's number 9, is make the tattoo color brighter. Obviously add more tattoos if you can, more colors, more shapes. We're definitely going to want all that stuff. And number 10, also going on with the calves, it is the ability to, when you sculpt your fighter, since we're not going to have the game face, everyone's going to be wanting to sculpt their fighter. You go into the template of the face and you move around all these sliders and make your fighter. Well, in UFC 3, the sliders were very fast. If you went from like 0 to 100 on the slider back and forth, it moved very quick. But for some reason, they went back and they made the sliders go very, very slow with your face. And maybe there's like some sort of button I don't know of that you can go fast, but as far as I know, it goes very, very slow, and that's extremely time consuming. So what they need to do with the sliders on the calf is speed up the sliders to where I can zip that thing across and move very quickly. If I want a really big nose, I can just zoop, like make it really big really fast. If I want to mess with the eyes and everything, I should be able to just zip right through that sculpting menu and move those sliders very, very fast, because right now it is like moving at like a turtle speed. It's extremely slow. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, I'm just gonna throw this out here with the calves. This is actually a big one. They added a bunch of stuff with the calves: hair, beards, clothing. Well, the thing that they did, they added all this crazy stuff. So what they need to add to balance out all this craziness is they need to go ahead and add a bunch of normal stuff, because there's just not enough normal stuff. So I'm talking about normal beards, normal hairstyles, and what you could do is pretty much take all the current hairstyles from all the roster fighters. Every single roster fighter's hairstyle, you could put it in the creative fighters, and every single roster fighter's beard or facial hair, you could put that in the creative fighters as well. And also, on top of the normal hairstyles, I would actually like more normal clothing as well, including like a jiu-jitsu gi, some normal type of pants, some normal shorts, normal colors, not crazy patterns, just like normal, like a hoodie, a normal t-shirt, you know, in a bunch of different colors with that, and not just all this crazy stuff. So guys, that is the video. That is my 10 things that I would like to see them change in UFC 4. The game is just about out, guys, so I wanted to get this video out for you. Again, if you want to get this video out and seen by more people and get some of these changes actually implemented in the game, don't forget to hit the like button on the video and let your voice be heard in the comments. Thank you guys for all the support. We will be having live streams for UFC 4, as well as more videos coming your way. Thank you for all the support. Don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. Until next time, this has been MMA Game. Peace.